Let's get down to brass tacks. It is James back again, True Capacity Talks. Today we're going to go a little granular. We're going to go to a recommendation that I give to all clients coming inbound, all individuals that I talk to that are having a rough time with fitness, health, wellness, etc., and that is to walk your damn ass more. Okay? What do I mean by this? I mean legitimately put your left foot in front of your right foot, put your right foot then in front of your left foot, and take a step. More oftentimes than not, we overcomplicate instead of oversimplify. We overcomplicate what it looks like to get moving. We overcomplicate what it looks like to start down a path of bettering health, of taking care of yourself, of prioritizing you, and that has to do with mental as well. So I want to kind of ping back to something that the Surgeon General released. I believe this was in 2015, the Step It Up call to action to promote walking and walkable communities. Okay, don't really care about this information, but they basically laid out the case for there needing to be more accessibility across the United States for individuals to have space to walk in. And I think this is definitely an important thing, because if you don't have anywhere that you can walk, how the hell are you going to walk? And the answer to that is, well, you shouldn't walk in traffic. Where you should really be is in pursuit of a more healthy lifestyle. So when I say walk, I mean 5 minutes, I mean 15 minutes, I mean 20 minutes, I mean 60 minutes. I mean, while we're working on other things, make sure you're getting out there. There's a two-part benefit to walking, and one is that you're legitimately just moving your body. You're feeling you're feeling how you're reacting to your level of soreness, your fatigue, your caffeine intake, your carbohydrate intake, but more so, you're getting some space away from, I don't know where my phone is. Probably a good thing. You're getting space away from this that you're watching this on. You're getting space away from your screen. You're getting space away from, the blue light, the ubiquitous assimilation that we have day in, day out. And for all of you that don't know what that means, that literally just means taking in everything, always, at all times, everywhere. So, if you've listened to 80-20, you've heard us talk about that. But for those of you that haven't, that's all that really means, that you're never-ending taking in stimuli. It is not necessarily a beneficial thing, and also it's very hard to get your mind right around specific goals that you're trying to run towards if you're always doing that. So it's not really about walking, but walking is something that can take you out of the matrix there, so long as you take your Bluetooth headphones and your phone off you. You potentially take your Apple Watch off you. You take your heart rate monitor off you, and you just go out and walk. My recommendation for people walking, if you're going to layer it on top of exercise, is just a quick 15 to 30 minutes. Nothing too crazy. If walking is going to be your primary source of exercise, then I would try to push towards walking an hour to an hour and a half a day. Now, what do I mean by that? I don't mean running. I don't mean jogging. I don't mean carrying weight. I mean legitimately just moving your body. Get more efficient at moving your body across distance. Maybe some variable terrain, maybe some grass sometimes, maybe some nature. That's even better. You can pop them shoes off and pop your top. If you're out in nature, that would also be a great thing to do. But, fundamentally, you just need to move more. So let's maybe look at a few things. WebMD, and I'm going to link all these resources if you want to kind of go deeper into them. I'm not going to read line for line on this. That's not really the point of this. But WebMD shares that walking can improve sleep, can give you better endurance, relieve stress, improve your mood, increase energy and stamina, reduce your tiredness. A lot of these are saying the same things over and over, but hey, it is what it is. Reduce cholesterol and improve cardiovascular health. What I find extremely interesting, let me see if I can find the reference that I had here. Okay. All right. And I believe this is just in the U.S. 117 million people are living with a chronic disease. Over 15 million have coronary heart. 29 million have diabetes. 13 million are living with cancer. And these are really some of the leading causes of death and the contributors to years lived with a disability. What's interesting here, though, is chronic disease in any format, right? Chronic inflammation and chronic disease in general, they increase our healthcare premiums. They increase the amount that we're going to spend on healthcare in our lifetime. They also increase the pain and suffering that takes place day in, day out, because you're now in a place where you're having to deal with an ailment rather than you're having to be reactive rather than preventative, and that's a big problem. A couple other stuff in here, it looks like Health and Human Services recommends that children and adolescents move an hour or more physically daily, and then adults run an hour and 15 of vigorous intensity aerobic activity per week, or 2.5 hours a week of moderate intensity. I would say you need to move that ass every day. Legitimately, move that ass every damn day. There's not a day that you shouldn't be moving. Now, that doesn't mean that you have to go Olympic weightlift and you've got to go do CrossFit every day, and most people shouldn't be doing either necessarily. There's a lot of understanding that comes with going down those programs, but regardless, you need to move. 25% of high schoolers meet this aerobic guideline. About 50% meet the adult. But then let's look at this. 3 out of 10 are inactive. 30% of the population doesn't move. Why? Maybe because of the amount of information and the amount of stimuli that we can take in our own house, on our screens, that are literally everywhere. The Amazon Alexa that's listening to us to give us buying recommendation that's gets shipped right to our house from Amazon. We can listen to Audible on our phone. We can watch Netflix, Hulu. We can watch live sports. We can pretty much do everything we need to do in front of a computer, except we can't. And the reason why we really can't is because that's a different reality. That's a different escapism. That's a different life than we should be living. Doesn't mean that you can't indulge in anime and streaming and music and solfeggio tones and, take one out, put one in. Doesn't mean you can't enjoy those things. However, there is a need to be with self, and be with self while your feet are moving. Be with self in the rain. Be with self when it's sunny. Be with self when it's hot. Be with self when, it's storming. Sit in that. Feel that you're alive. Okay. Why does HSS focus on walking as a public health strategy? Well, it builds community. Except for the fact of COVID, it doesn't build community there because we got to stay 6 feet apart while we're moving. It is kind of a low barrier to entry movement, though. As long as you're able-bodied, as long as you have capability to move your legs, this is something that you can do. Now, it may be painful for some, and I might be, on my throne over here, being a fit mid-20s male with high testosterone and no mental health ailments. However, I will say that a lot of this stuff, a lot of this movement, a lot of this prioritization of you literally spills over into everything else. So while physical activity and while walking can be overwhelmingly beneficial for your health, physically, it can also be overwhelmingly beneficial for your mind because, again, you're yanking the stimuli out that you have surrounding you all the time. You're also giving space to being able to breathe and process your own thoughts without anyone telling you should feel a certain way, talking to you about feeling a certain way, or instructing you to do, left, right, or sideways. So it is a great strategy. It's something that even those individuals that are out here doing CrossFit, that are competing professionally, they should be walking. You should get some walking. Clear your head. In fact, it might be even more beneficial for y'all to clear your head than people that don't move at all. So, what else has CDC got for us here? Not enough time. Safety concerns. Yeah, safety is definitely an important thing to look at when you're walking. Safety can prohibit, you're not going to walk on the interstate. Please don't do that. Don't walk on any interstate in any state. Don't do that. Walk on bridges, walk in grass, walk in front yards, walk on sidewalks, walk in nature. Don't walk on the interstate. But if you're not going to walk, or if you haven't been willing to walk, maybe that's where you start. Maybe walking is the first step on your path, amongst other things, but this is the physical fitness bucket, the vertical, if you will. So we're going to drop your coin into the piggy bank of your physical fitness. So, this Health and Human Services, this is more centered around how can communities promote this. But I think that you can promote this across your own community with bringing people together to go walk. Maybe bringing your pets. A lot of people have domesticated dogs. Go on a pack walk. It's great for the dogs. It's great for the people. Requires you to pay attention to social dynamics. Requires you to get away from the screen, Requires you to go move that ass. And your dog will thank you, for sure. Let's see. All right. Yeah, we're not really worried about the urban planning stuff. That's not what this is about. So call to action. Well, should be a national priority. Should be an international priority. Should be an individual priority too. But we can't all sit there. It is something though that should be prioritized, and I would say at minimum 15 minutes a day. If you can swing larger, run it. But I think minimum it needs to be there. That's urban planning. And that's urban planning. Walkability. Again, similar. That's educational. Yeah. So that's all on that resource. Let's see. Where is this? Okay. Burning real walkability. Yeah. This is just part of the same. Yeah. I mean, the goal here though is regardless that we get ourselves to a place where we're chipping away, right? 5 minutes at a time. One process goal at a time. We're getting back out there. We're getting into the world. We're just doing it. So that was a little bit longer than I wanted to go. I think I could have been more concise. I'll work on it. Give me any feedback you got. I will link these resources in the description of the YouTube video and on the streaming side in the description of the episode. And we will kind of go from there. But regardless, y'all have a blessed day. And if I can do anything for you, my social links are also in the description. Holla at me. I would love to chat. I think there's a way myself, True Capacity, or someone connected to me could help you. So, peace.